Screen share. Okay, first we will check the index and then we will start today's topic. All of you, please confirm you are getting my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes. First, we will launch the portals and required things. What is our resource book? Demo RG. I think first one, right? First resource. Just launching the studio first. ADF Studio. And also database. And we need a data lake account also. Not 200, our regular thing 2001. The first step, launching the studio. I will log in into query editor of your database, SQL database. It's my user ID and password. Just say OK. But IP address dynamically is changing daily. That's why adding that IP address. Okay, now it is successful. Same if it is storage account, our regular storage account, and our required inputs are in my data. So yesterday we worked with if condition with the target 1 and target 2. But in the one additional session I have added about switch activity. More than 2 things, more than 2 options. If I have how to do that with that solution is there. Please go through that today. Okay. So please come back to index first. So last class completely we did about the conditional split and also session 21. Get metadata, filter for each, and then if condition. So here lookup activity. So first we completely work on lookup activity. Then we go to the session 22 related task. Before that, I have some questions for you. All of you answer me. Get metadata. What it is doing, sir? What get metadata can do, first of all. Then we will discuss what get metadata cannot do. Only get metadata can read only meta information. Meta information means like what is the file name?
File name.
Means whether
Info about data.
File type.
the object is file or folder. Okay. This is for child items option. Still, you can have other options also. Exists, number of columns in a file, and also structure of a file. What is the last modified time? Such kind of additional information you can get. But almost all the things get metadata is doing, but one thing it cannot do. It cannot read data. It can read information of your file, but not data of file. It can read information of your file, but not data of your file. Got it? I want to read content of a file. Got it? So for that, you have an activity called lookup activity. Okay. So with lookup activity, what we can do, just check it now. So in data flows also you have one lookup, but that lookup is about transformation. This is lookup activity. We have two lookups, one activity, one transformation. Okay. Now we are at activity phase. That's why this is activity. So it can read data from object. So object means here object can be a file. It can be a data. Understand? Suppose if input object is file, it reads data. Means all rows of that file. If input object is a table, you have three options. Number one, table. That means all rows of the table. Number two, query. That means output of the output rows of the query. So which query, which type of queries produces output rows? You take update statement, it will not produce any rows. Delete statement, it will not produce any rows. Only select statement will produce output rows. That means query means only valid query is select. And third thing, stored procedure. So about stored procedure, with stored procedure work, you will be working with the stored procedure activity. Okay. Now except stored procedure, remaining file activities we will see as part of this session. Come to the ADF Studio. I create one data set for my input file. I think already we have data set for it. Please check it. I think this is ds underscore my big underscore my data underscore em. What is the file configured here? File is not configured here. Okay, let's do a fresh data set. I think dscmp. My data, file name configured, emp. Check your first line is header or not. First row is header, that is already selected. And please check the data of this, the shape, not this. Under my data, you have emp file. First line is header, you have regular 5 columns: ID, name, salary, gender, department. Okay. So this actually, if I apply get metadata for it, what will happen for this file? If I apply get metadata, what options I have? Whether file existed or not. For this exists option. Next, how many number of columns and column structure, last modified time. Such kind of things you can fetch, but not the data. Now I want to read the data. To read the data, lookup activity. Okay. Just I'm going to apply that now. Already I have a data set. Sir. Already we have data set, that is DSCMP. Creating a pipeline, new pipeline. So this is example of lookup. Lookup one I am giving. The activity name lookup. This is under general category. As usual, first data set should be configured. I am giving data set name ds_em. Okay. What additional options you have here? Look at this file path already selected. If you want to go for a particular pattern, then go for wildcard. Got it. List of files, the meaning is different. In special class, we will be discussing about it. So remaining options I am not touching. For now, if you test it, if you run this flow, it will start reading the data. But in output, you will get only one single row. The reason by default, only first line is treated as data, apart from header. Okay, it is in progress, so please check it. It's in progress, now succeeded. Always activity output in the format of JSON. Sir. Check the output of it. What is the field name it has given? First row. What is the data type? JSON. ID. That means field name : field value. On that shape that is giving the data. Okay, if it is small, I will copy into the notepad. Please check. By default, only first row is selected. That's why only one row it has selected. The field name first row, and then the value. The value is a JSON. Into the next level, I want to access this only first row. How to take it? Sakshi user. I want to take this first row in the next activity. Same sir as usual at the rate activity of. What is the activity name? Lookup dot.
Put dot first row.
First row. Case sensitive, remember. Your R is capital, that's why I use R capital. If I say like this, what I will get? I will get only this. Understand? Okay. I want to keep this entire JSON output in a particular variable. Or in the next activity, I want to take it. Just in the expression, just give this. Understood? Okay. Come to this. Same pipeline. I'm going to configure a variable here. In the variable, I want to take it. If I keep that variable, what is the advantage? If I access, suppose if I apply this statement in the items field of the items of for each, only within for each I can use. Understand? Suppose if I keep this expression in the filter also it is asking you items right first. In that items, if I give this expression, only within the limits of that filter, within the scope of that filter, I can use this. But anywhere I want to use, then keep that into one variable. If I assign a value to a variable, anytime you can change it, point number one. In any activity that you can use that. Point number two. Remember these 2 points. So I want to write this entire value. I want to write into one variable. Just try to do that. What will happen? One variable I am defining. The variable name is info. variable name info. Okay, I'm not giving any default value. Just variable declared now. But I want to assign value to that variable. How to? Using set variable. How to keep the set variable here? Set variable. Not being copied. Now connect these two. Understood? In set variable, it is asking you to select your variable first. I'm going for variables. Already have declared one variable called info. Just select it. Value. What is that value? What is the value? Output of lookup. At the right activity of lookup on dot output. But within that output, your required information is in first row. I'm saying that dot first row. Dot first. So we need to follow that case sensitivity, sir. Field names are case sensitive. So I'm going to run this now. Check the value. So lookup is submitted. Still in progress. The output got failed. What might be the reason? The value is not a string. If value is an array, what are the allowed data types? Info of type string cannot be initialized or updated with value of object. This is treated as complex data type. When our JSON shape is there, that is treated as complex. If the value is an array, that is taken into the array. But here, the variable data type is a string. But it is not a string. What is the data type of it? It's a JSON. That's why I got a problem. So for this, is there any remedy or not? Like we will try to chase it out. I'm going to this first row dot ID I am giving. Just ID. I selected the field. If you look at the output, now first you run it and then we will decide. Look up. Now it is succeeded. What value you have passed? Only ID. Only ID you have passed. Suppose I want all the fields means separate variables I need to define. But for all the possible dimensions, how many possible dimensions are there? We will try. Finally, we need solution. Okay. But when I take ID, remaining information I am missing. Understood? I don't want. I want complete information. Now in this case, I am going for variables again. This info I am renaming it as ID. You have only three options. What are the three possible data types? String, Boolean, array. Going with other variables, multiple variables. ID. Give a different names. EID. E name. Employee name. E sal. E gender. Or simply say gender. Because in our field, the field name is gend. Gend. Gender. One more thing. Department number. DEPT, N. Some 5 variables I have defined. In this case, my lookup is only one. But number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Connecting. Lookup to second. Lookup to third variable. Lookup to fourth variable. Lookup to fifth variable. I know I am going to do a bad way, because finally we should understand the problem in this, and finally we need to seek for the good solution. We'll try to chase it out. Here we have taken ID. Here I want to take name. Come on, tell me for this. I want name. Variables. So far, in value. What is that value? Activity of lookup. Dot. First row. Dot. Just name. In our data. Because lookup is reading data from a file. In the file you have header name. No need to convert. Third one, salary. Variables. Selecting the cell. Same statement, previous statements. That lookup output dot
First row dot
first row dot sal. But sal is what is the data type it has given for the sal? Integer or string it has given. You just verify the output. If you check the output of the lookup, salary output is also in the format of string, so that no need to convert anything. Because you are reading data from not from a table, you are reading data from a file. Whenever you are reading data from a file, every field is taken as string only. But my input is a table. In that case, you will get a problem. Okay, go back to the third one completed, right? Salary. Next. Next one, I'm going to take about gender. Gender. Same expression I'm giving. Every time instead of giving that much of biggest expression, I will copy this. Already we have here. Okay. Dot gender. This is for gender. And last, this is department number. Get the expression. Dot DL. Definitely it should be a number. Now these 5 things you have given like this. Now run our pipeline. Total 6 activities. 1 lookup, 5 set variable activities. Totally how many levels here? 2. The first level, lookup. Second level, all set variables.
set variable.
But these set variables will be executed parallelly. Okay. The first one, set variable, what value you are expecting? ID value. No, set variable 3, that is for salary, 80,000. Next, set variable 4, department, that is set variable 2, name. Set variable 5, that is for gender. Set variable 1, that is for height. Okay, it has taken, okay, it's good, but very bad way. Luckily, you have 5 variables. That's why we tried this. But my file has 500 variables. Can you give like this? There are 500 variables. This is equal to 15 to 10. That means 50 Ravanas. Not possible. A lot of development stuff is there. So previously, why we got error? Okay, silence. Okay, that's why like I don't like this kind of way. Just among all the 500 fields regularly, you need only ID and salary or some other field only 2 or 3, even though 500 fields are there. But mostly you require of regular 3 fields, that is okay. But all fields if you want means if you go like this, that is bad. That's why I'm removing all the things, all set variables. Yes, now it is clean. Even in variables, I'm going for variable section also. I'm removing all these variables, just deleting all the variables. Trying to create a new variable. Again, I'm giving the variable initial variable input. But data type string, Boolean, array. I'm taking string, I don't have any other option. Now I'm trying to apply a set variable. In the set variable, I selected the variable info here. I'm going to select info variable. Here the input I am going to configure, which is output of my lookup activity. The two from that output I want to take first row. This entire first row at the same time I will convert into string. I think spell mistake here. String. So previously it did not accept. A missed. At the rate activity completely missed. It's mistake of my blind eyes. So here, after at the rate, I will apply this string. Previously it rejected, sir, because the activity output, the data type of first row is JSON. It is complex data. But a variable accepts only string, Boolean, and array. That's why we got a problem. That is the reason we converted that into the string. I'm keeping the same expression over here. Now I'm running the same pipeline. This time only 2 activities. Now both are succeeded. Check the value. What is the field name? If you see this, you cannot understand. Just take into bigger size, copying into notepad. Now tell me your observation. Name is info. Value is a string. But in the string, the value is kept in the format of JSON. That's why whenever double quote appeared, Actually, I want to keep some value Raju into a string means I start with double quote, then Raju, then I quote and that means whenever I see first double quote, the string is started. When I see second double quote, the string is ended. But if it is like this, if the value is like this, a double quote, I started a curly bracket and field name. I said colon. I said double quote means what it reads. String started here, string ended here. But this string is also part of that string, right? That's why it masked it. It masked it as backslash. Then ID. Again, backslash, double quote. Then colon. Then the value. Backslash 101. Before every quote, which is a part of string, for that it is giving you backslash. Understood or not? Again, backslash, double quote, comma, again next field, which is name. So that is called escape sequence character. To mask that double quote, apply backslash double quote. On that way, you can take that value. Got it. So if you want to write this output into file, you can write it. Or if you want to pass this value to the next level, already you have kept this value into a variable. Next onwards, I want to take this into other variable. I want to take into other variable. How to take it? Think that this is only first row. You are interested about only first row. I want to take into the next level. I want only name, sir. I don't want remaining things. I want only name. I don't want remaining things. First row dot name nine. This is now it is not a JSON now. Now it became as a string. Previously it was JSON. At that time dot name, dot ID, dot salary, that is okay. How much substring here? Record to record, the pattern is different. Your name is Suhas. My name is Vera Venkata Satyanarayana Ravi Kumar. Then this much of name. How can you apply the substring? Field to field, the length is different. Got it. Suppose you take our previous example here. In that example, first 4 digits are always here. Next 2 month, next 2 date. The file names are following some fixed pattern. At the time you can go for substring, but now you cannot go. So in this case, some indirect solutions we need to see. Just I will try in front of you. Till now understood all of you. I'm going for one more variable. I'm going to configure one more thing. That is, I'm splitting into words. This time I'm going to keep it as array. I'm adding one more set variable. Connecting these two. Now previous output is input to this output. This value is input to your second variable. I'm going to apply that. I'm going to take it as input. Come to the set variable 2. I want to assign value to that. Go to the variables. What is the variable name? This time words. What is the expression? Go to the dynamic content. Previous variable value, I want to take it.